So welcome to my Zone 3 garden space. This year I went all in on using the seedling snail method to start everything, my vegetables, my herbs, my flowers, and I am so thrilled with the results. I have many healthy seedlings. I got tons of flowers that I can plant out into my garden and into pots. Using this method saved me so much time with maintenance. You know, it was very easy to water them, to look after them, lots of space under grow lights, lots of space now in my sunny window that I can add more to now. But I did create one problem, and that is I have way too many of some of these things that I don't have space for in my garden, such as these celery and rosemary, beautiful seedlings. I started these from seed way back early March, and now I have a whole bunch of beautiful rosemary and celery that I don't have room for in my garden. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to unravel these, pot them up into 4-inch pots, solo cups, get them established in their new home, and then share them with friends. So I'm just down here in my indoor growing space, and I just wanted to show you kind of what I have left still growing inside here as far as my seedlings. And what I am most proud of here is my tomatoes. So here is what I like to call a square foot indoor seedling method. I have probably 100 tomatoes that I started in seedlings that are all in this small space. And as you can see, they are so happy and healthy. These were started April 7th, all of these in Seedling Snails. And I hope you can see that they have really nice, strong, healthy stems. I tried to space out my seeds so that they're not going to be, competing for space and nutrients. And when it comes time to unravel them, they'll be easy to pull apart and up pot or transplant right out into my garden. So this is another problem of mine is I planted way too many tomatoes. I have 9, I think 10 varieties. I will probably only need one of each variety for my garden. So what am I going to do with the other 90 tomatoes is the question right now. I think probably I have lots of friends and family who love having my tomatoes, so I can unravel these, take out a few, put them into some solo cups or reuse some other little 3 or 4-inch pots. Do that probably next week, early May, so that they can get, established to their new little home. And then I can give them away maybe, hopefully, Mother's Day. This will be my big gift giving day. And people can start hardening them off themselves and plant them into their own gardens. So that's my plan. I don't know if I have that many friends though. So maybe if I can get these all up potted and healthy, I can just advertise on Facebook Marketplace in my area. Maybe I can sell them. Maybe I can just give them to people. So I'm not sure my plan, but I just wanted to share this with you. You can let me know in the comments if you have any ideas of how to gift or sell seedlings if you've been doing it. And yeah, maybe I'll make a video next week on how to deal with so many healthy tomato plants. So rosemary and celery are some of those slow growers that if you're starting them indoors, you want to start them fairly early. Here, like I said, I started mine early March. They like about a 10-week, 12-week period before last frost date that you want to get them started and get them ready to harden off early May. I wasn't sure what kind of growth I was going to get from the rosemary and the celery because they're a little tricky to get started, but I was really happy to see I got some really nice rosemary here. We're going to do them first, unravel it, check out the roots, and see how many rosemary plants I ended up with. So I'm just reusing some solo cups here, and what I'm doing is just cutting away chunks at the bottom so there's room for the roots and water to wick up so we can bottom water these, get a little bit of airflow, and these should work good to hold them until they're ready to transplant outside. So if you're working with seedling snails like I am here, when you're going to, comes time to unravel it, it's good to give it a good watering, make sure that the soil in there is nice and moist. I tried to do that first just so that when you're unraveling it, the soil holds together, it doesn't crumble too much. So we're just going to open it up here. So you can see it kind of is attached to the snail, but you just can gently unravel as you go. So you can see I have a big gap here where there was no seedlings. They're kind of all together here in the middle. So it will be really good to spread these out as much as we can. I think rosemary is a wonderful, wonderful herb to have in your house, have in a herb garden near your kitchen, plant it out amongst your vegetables. It's a nice companion plant, and I just like to, whenever I go by a rosemary, I just rub my fingers on the leaves and smell it. It has great aromatherapy, I think. So I'm just gonna, so you can see here, look at a nice, beautiful root still intact here. Just gonna work at trying to separate them. I want to save every one that I can because these are a great seedling. A lot of people don't grow. I don't want people to have to go spend money on them and buy them if they don't have to. I want to share as many as I can here. Fortunately, in my growing zone 3 here, these are not perennials. They do not survive our cold winters outdoors, so I grow these a lot indoors in hydroponics or in like an aero garden system in the winter. But yeah, they're fairly easy to tease apart here. And like I say, having that seedling snail, the depth to grow their roots, these things did not show any sign of stress at all. So I'm really happy with how these turned out. Okay. So I think I've got them all separated here, pretty much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 rosemary plants. Beautiful rosemary plants. Oh, there's one little guy. He might have to go to the compost. Beautiful rosemary plants that I can plant amongst my vegetables outside, add to my kitchen herb garden that I always make, and then share some with friends. So let's get these up potted into some cups. Okay, so I think I got everything set up here. It's key to make sure that you're comfortable and you got a good workspace because you're going to be doing some tedious work here for a bit if you're doing any up potting. This table is kind of low, so I got a chair set up for myself. I'm thinking I'm going to do 8 rosemaries into these solo cups, so I've filled them up about halfway with some moistened potting soil. I got some mixed up here, potting soil, some perlite added to it, and some worm castings. Maybe if you have some granular fertilizer, all purpose, like a 444, you could mix it in as well. So these guys are going to be hungry, and this will be kind of where they're hanging out until it's time to go into the garden. So what I do is I just kind of dangle it in there and then just start filling up the cup around it. Try to keep it centered. See how this goes. Kind of centered. And then just going to pat it down around. Give it some stability. And just burying that root and filling it in with some potting soil just up to the first set of leaves. I'm just going to add a little bit more around here. Didn't quite get it centered, but it's pretty good. There you go. It smells so good. This is like going to keep me going all day, just smelling this beautiful rosemary. So I'll just show you another one here. Look at that. That is a beautiful, healthy rosemary. I just kind of pinch my fingers to hold it in place and then add in some soil. This one might be a little more on center. The more you do it, the better you get at it. Just try to make sure it is not going to flop over. It's got enough soil to keep it sturdy till it grabs hold with its roots. There we go. We got two. That's going good. So if you have been following me on my channel, you know that I also have a gardening group on the school app called Gardeners Growing Together. I always try to promote that in my videos. If you're a cold climate gardener like I am, looking for a group that knows all about the hardships of growing in a cold climate, a short climate, I invite you to come over to our community, Gardeners Growing Together. The link is in the description box below. We are over 500 members now, and right now, of course, being early spring, time to get things outdoors, working with seedlings like I am here. It's a great time to join the group and join in on the fun. I try to promote year-round growing and gardening on my channel and in my community. So I also have a membership that you can join. It's free to get into the community. Check it out. But I also have a paid membership inside where we are kind of taking it to the next level. And I have all sorts of videos, information, resources in there showing you how you can grow and garden 12 months of the year, no matter where you live. So that membership is called Seed to Harvest 365. It's inside the free community if you want to check it out. And I also have my free downloads that you can get anytime. I'll also leave that link in the description box below. I have some gardening guides for cold climate gardeners that you can download, check out, and hopefully they help you with your gardening. Okay, so I ended up doing 10 here into solo cups just because there are so many and they're so nice. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to give these away to a lot of people. And then I have 8 left that I'm going to roll back up now. So this is one of the great things about the snail. You can take out a few, get rid of the weak, or do whatever you want, and then you can just roll it back up. And I'm going to save these for my garden, and I'm just added a little bit more soil to it so that they have a little bit more soil to grow in. And I'm just going to use a 444 granular, just sprinkle it very lightly in here just to give them a little extra feeding. Not too much, don't want to burn those roots. And we are ready to roll this back up. So the great thing about rosemary and why I'm okay with keeping 8 of these, they are a super companion plant that helps deter pests. So you can plant them near your peppers, your tomatoes. They're good around the brassicas to repel cabbage moths, which is a big thing that we all have to deal with. The smell of them kind of deters pests, so that's why they work so well. And if you want to plant them directly around your vegetables, you can do that. Or better yet, if you have a container you can grow them in and just set them around your garden wherever you want. They will work as a deterrent to pests. And then if you choose, you can bring the plant in over winter and just keep it as a house plant. That's something that I may look at doing in the fall. And these are a tender type annual here in our cold growing zone, so they shouldn't go out until after last frost. They like warm soil. They do not like to be too wet, so planting them near things like squashes, zucchini, pumpkins, things that need a lot of moisture, these are not the best companions for that. But like I said, around all those heat loving plants, these are great to plant around. So this will hopefully bounce back. I can just fill in a little bit more soil here to give them some stability. And these will just sit in the window for now. And then once it's time to start hogging these off, these are going to be one of the plants that'll go out after last frost. So it will sit in the window now for a week or two before we start hardening off. So let's move on to the celery. Celeries are a bit of kind of a diva type plant, I think. They require a little bit extra care. They are cool tolerant. So unlike the rosemary, you could plant them out sooner. They can handle a little bit of frost, but you know, if you can wait until after last frost date has passed, it's probably always the best for most things. I'm just going to, this is a little bit drier than the rosemary, so that is one thing that they are opposite of the rosemary. They like lots of moisture. So when you get them planted out, they need lots of watering. Otherwise, you can end up with bitter, not so great tasting celery. And I can see here that this is pretty dry, which is probably not ideal right now. And I didn't get too many celeries here. I'm just going to count, see how many. I only want a couple from my garden, so if I can pot up a couple and share them with somebody, I will. This one here, you can see, pretty nice strong celery. So it's going to be a little bit higher than this container. So let's see if we can do a little tough love here. Just kind of get rid of some of the dirt. And as you can see, they got lots of roots. They are heavy feeders, so when you're planting them, don't put them near something that they're going to be competing for, you know, nutrients like potatoes, or I'm trying to think of what else. If you're an expert on celery, let me know in the comments because I'm not. But they're good to plant around onions, something like that. That's where I planted mine last year. They don't compete then too much. So this is good. I'm just going to take out a little bit of soil here so that it fits in there. I'm going to center it up, and then we'll add some more soil. So when you're planting them out, of course, you're going to harden them off the way you do with all your plants. Put them outside for a few hours each day, get them used to the sun, the wind, the hotter temperatures. Like I said, they are a cool tolerant plant, so you want to make sure they do like the full sun, but you know, if you need to keep them cool, you don't want them to bolt too early. So there, that is a really nice looking celery plant. So again, you can just gently tease them apart and separate them, kind of shake out the soil a little bit, pull them apart, just tease those roots apart from each other. And then so that you can fit them into a solo cup, just kind of get rid of some of that soil. Just put them in there, hopefully. We'll see how they adjust to the transplant shock here. Hopefully they'll be happy. Again, just let me know in the comments, are you growing in seedling snails this year? Is this something new to you? I have all the links in the description box below to my community, some information on my membership that's inside the community, the free gardening guides. I'm also an affiliate with GroBox Garden Bed, so if you are in Canada and are looking at going into raised garden beds, I highly recommend their product. I have 4 of them now out in my garden that I love. Okay, there's another celery planted up. Okay, so I've got 5 celery plants planted up, and I got 6 left over here. I'm just going to add a little bit more soil here just to give them a little bit of a boost. And then, like I said, they are heavy feeders. So a little shot of this 444 granular in here can't hurt. Sprinkle that in. And I'm just going to give them another shot of water. Makes it easier to roll up your snails and re-roll them up when the soil is moist so it doesn't fall out. These have lots of roots holding the soil together, which makes it a little bit easier when it comes time to roll them up. Just going to tuck all those roots up here. Give this guy a little bit. And then we can start the rolling. You can see I use this red tuck tape to build this snail initially. Don't really recommend the tuck tape for sealing up your snails. It's hard to undo it or take it apart and re-roll it up. So I'm going to be switching to some painter's tape here. Secure it with the painter's tape. I'll probably do a better job off camera, but I just want to be able to show you how you can re-roll up. Just kind of tuck it in the bottom and then just use some more soil here to just kind of secure, and hopefully these celeries will be happy. When you're potting them up or putting them into the ground, you're supposed to just plant them the level just right at the crown, I guess, so don't plant them too deep, which is what I'm trying to do here, hopefully. So hopefully these bounce back okay. So now you can get a visual here of what we've done. We've taken 2 snails that used to just be full of plants all in these 2 spots here, and now we have up potted them. We got a full tray here that's going to go into the window now for the next couple weeks, and hopefully these are happy and I will be able to give them away to some friends. Okay guys, so I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, if I missed anything that you're wondering about, just let me know in the comments. I love reading everybody's comments and I try to always answer them. So I have my onions here. These are going to be the first guys that are going to be going outside. I'm going to start hardening them off along with some of my more cool tolerant flowers, get them ready to be planted out so that I can make room for all those tomatoes. So if you have any ideas of how I can get rid of my 100 tomato plants in an easy fashion, let me know in the comments. I hope to be making more videos about that next week. So thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you in the next video.